Good evening and welcome back to DXB today, where we're talking all about the business of food. And the studio is looking very floral for very good reason, because our next guest is somebody who's brought something incredible to Dubai, loved by people across the world. She sprinkles them on everything and anything. We're talking about edible flowers. And now we have our very own edible flower farm right here in Dubai, and we have a chance to meet the founder, Marianne Dehan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me here.
I remember the first time I was in Gloucestershire in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
I was at a bit of a commune, and they served us some salad.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, there were flowers in it, and I was very confused. It was absolutely delicious.
Okay, that's great.
Tell me about how your passion for edible flowers started.
It's actually funny. It started from a passion for sustainability, actually, in food in general. So when I came to Dubai in 2014 and looked around, almost everything was imported at that time. And I was thinking, there must be a better way to do this, right? We should be able to produce something locally. So I was working as let's say an account manager, but I started looking around, learning about vertical farming, which was really developing at that time, and thought that's actually something that makes sense here in the UAE with the harsh climate we have. And I thought, well, what is it, something that I can do as a small farmer? So I started talking to chefs. What are the things that you are missing or is hard for you to find? And edible flowers was something that came up more often because it's a very delicate product, right? So if you have to bring it in from abroad, half the time it sits maybe on the tarmac for only 5-10 minutes and it's gone. So that was something that I thought, well, edible flowers, that's something that I can do as a small producer. And in the end, it's also something very beautiful to grow. I mean, look at them right there. So it's a very happy thing when you come into your farm and you are greeted by all these beautiful colors.
I love the fact that you guys are both in the same industry, both with you know, things that grow in the earth. You have to find people who are going out and hunting for them. Yeah. You have your farm. Any questions for the other side of the table?
No, it's appreciated because she probably went to talk to the chefs, and are all the same chefs that we're using. Mm-hmm. And I see that this business trend is growing. And what I asked her actually before, I want to ask again, is like, you are able to farm kind of every kind of flowers, any kind of.
Yeah, so it depends. Obviously,
there is certain species that you cannot, and you still have to import, or the people ask you, or you can still produce everything here.
Yeah, so because our focus is really on sustainably growing here, we only do things we can grow ourselves. And over the years, we've been doing this for almost 8 years now. We've developed a lot of knowledge of what works and doesn't. And we also have a hybrid farming model. So we have a vertical farm where we grow in layers on top of each other indoors. So we can produce year-round or flowers that are more sensitive or need more climate control. But the majority is nowadays grown organically in our greenhouses in the soil. And we've worked on finding species that work well here, or maybe certain varieties that are a bit stronger that can withstand the heat, or we work with seasonality, you know, if we can't grow them all year round.
Marianne, you mentioned climate, and Dubai is such a unique place, and I love all the vertical farms that come up.
Yeah.
But what have been some of the challenges that you faced going into vertical farming, and how have you overcome them?
There's multiple things. I mean, vertical farming, I think, works very well for like relatively smaller plants. That's why you see a lot of vertical farms for salads or smaller herbs. But some of the plants we grow are like 2-3 meters high. You know, you can't grow that in vertical farming. So that's why we've also moved outside. And in the end, for me, organic growing in the soil is the most beautiful way to grow, because like your truffles, they're in the soil. They're part of the ecosystem of the soil. And there's so much they absorb and take on that we cannot fully replicate in a vertical farm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I've got to tell you, the first time that I think I ever ate any type of flour was courgette flour, and it's incorporated into the dish. That is the dish. Yeah. You know, you can either have it fried or and stuffed with the cheese, or you know, however the chef wants to serve it. And then I was obviously eating or seeing on my plate flowers like this, not realizing that they were also edible, thinking that they were for decoration. How are you educating chefs and also educating people in general that, you know, it's not just for decoration, they are also incredibly tasty and have got their own health benefits as well when they're on the plate?
That's a very good question. I think it's a collaboration with the chef, because in the end the chef is the one who presents it to the people who come into their restaurants. And we are also learning from chefs, like maybe they come from another country and they've tried certain flours there. But also many chefs really use them as an ingredient. So I don't know if in a minute you're interested in trying a few of them, because some are more mild and they're there for color, but many of them have really strong flavors, and they are really truly an ingredient that the chef gets to use in their dish. Yeah, zucchini or courgette flour is a very traditional one in the Italian cuisine, but now we see across cuisines these ingredients being used really as an ingredient on the dish.
I don't know if they have any health benefits. And which flour should I try?
Let's try some of
so
the
if you're
flowers.
up to it, this is the best part, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, let's try with something like most of you would have seen by now, because we call them pansies or violas, if I can hand them out.
Thank you very much.
These are very mild. So these are something like all chefs can use very easily, because the flavor profile is limited, but it just brings that pop of color. So that's for the, let's say the beginner or wherever you want to start. Then we can move on to some of the other ones. So let's try. You thought these look beautiful.
I saw the orange ones.
They are beautiful, but they have a kick, so try.
And they smell nice
So we can
as
just
well.
take a bite straight out of
And
this,
these are very good for your eyes.
Oh, well, I need that.
Yeah, eat the whole thing.
I'm not that sophisticated. To me, all the flowers taste are always the same. But
No,
now I know.
you're not going to
Now I
say
know.
that
Now I
after this
understand
anymore.
something.
Yeah.
So the
So
taste is different.
the viola is the really mild one. So that, like I said, doesn't have. So then we can move on to some of the other ones.
Okay.
So let me try.
I love the flavor of that.
Yeah.
That will really perk up any salad, I think.
So you get a bit of the sweetness
suggesting a
from
new
the
diet?
nectar, and then you get really spicy
Oh,
kicks.
this has got a real peppery taste to
Exactly,
it.
or watercress is what some of the chefs will say.
And the stalk has a different taste to the flower.
And then we actually also use the leaf somewhat at times as well. So you could definitely see this is like, you can't just put it anywhere willy-nilly. You have to think about how you use it
It's
in
a
your
little
dish.
bit radishy, like
Yeah.
with the flavour.
Exactly.
Okay,
So it's
nice.
really interesting. You can taste flowers like you would taste teas, for example, where there's so many flavor notes, etc.
You know.
This is
So, and okay, let me give you a few others to try if you're up for it.
Definitely up
Then
for it.
this one is another one of my favorites. So you can take the whole stalk or pick the little flowers off.
Wow.
If you have a guess at what this is.
This is just too pretty to eat. And it matches my abaya. I don't want to
really
eat
does.
it.
You must
It
like.
matches my outfit.
Oh, yeah,
This is a basil flower.
It is. I thought the flavor was recognizable.
Yeah. So if you eat, like, you can take also the little individual ones. So it has that sweetness, maybe basil or mint, a little bit as well.
This is so much fun, Marianne, and I know that not only do you provide these incredible
Yeah.
edible flowers to businesses across the UAE, you actually invite visitors to come and see the process. Will they get to try flowers when they come?
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing we do. We sort of talk about, of course, why we do it and our sustainability initiatives, but most time we spend going around the farm and tasting each and every one of them. Can I let you taste one more?
Of course, yeah. No. This
See,
is my
this
lunch.
is where I get into my happy zone. Because, well, you can choose. Try this one and I'll give you another one to end on.
Oh, thank
This is
you.
my personal favorite, so you gotta try this one.
And what
So you
plant
can
is
talk-
that? What kind of
This is, well, taste it and then let me know if you can guess what you think it is. It's a herb or a vegetable, depending on how you look at
Oh,
it.
that is
Thank you
delicious.
so much.
Yeah.
These are beautiful.
This has got a bit of a minty taste to it, which I didn't expect.
Oh, yeah.
it's fennel?
Yes.
Fennel,
Yeah. So it's
exactly.
the anise and the sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we love showing chefs around and then letting them taste all the different things. I could let you taste all of them.
It
but
is
we were
a
for a while.
I think we need to come down to the farm and do a full
Yes,
sampling because
yes.
honestly, it's been amazing, and I think you've enlightened us all here
Yeah.
on the sofa about how diverse the flowers are, not
Yep.
just aesthetically beautiful, but also very, very flavorful. So Marianne, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode and sharing your beautiful flowers.